DMV practice test. Test 4. Question 1. When being followed by a tailgater, which of the following will help you avoid being hit from behind? Option A. Merge right to change into another lane and allow the tailgater to pass. Option B. Decreasing your following distance. Option C. Changing lanes frequently. The correct answer is merge right to change into another lane and allow the tailgater to pass. Test 4. Question 2. When are law enforcement traffic brakes typically used on highways or freeways? Option A. To slow or stop traffic to remove hazards from the road. Option B. During rush hour traffic when roads are busiest. Option C. During clear weather conditions when visibility is optimal. The correct answer is to slow or stop traffic to remove hazards from the road. Test 4. Question 3. When should you use your headlights? Option A. Beginning 30 minutes after sunset. Option B. 1 hour before sunset until 1 hour after sunrise. Option C. Anytime you can't see at least 2 miles ahead. The correct answer is beginning 30 minutes after sunset. Test 4. Question 4. It is very foggy. You should slow down and Option A. Turn on your emergency flashers. Option B. Turn your lights to their high beam setting. Option C. Use your low beam headlights. The correct answer is use your low beam headlights. Test 4. Question 5. What method do bicyclists commonly use to indicate their intention to turn while riding? Option A. Bicyclists may signal a turn with their arm held straight out, pointing in the direction they plan to turn. Option B. Bicyclists may signal a turn by sticking their leg out to the side in the direction they plan to turn. Option C. Bicyclists may signal a turn by waving both arms in the air while shouting the direction they plan to turn. The correct answer is bicyclists may signal a turn with their arm held straight out, pointing in the direction they plan to turn. Explanation. Bicyclists commonly use hand signals to indicate their intention to turn while riding. One of the most common methods is extending their arms straight out in the direction they plan to turn. This helps communicate their intentions to other road users, improving safety and reducing the risk of accidents. Test 4. Question 6. Always signal when you turn, change lanes, slow down, or stop. You should signal. Option A. At least 100 feet before you turn. Option B. Just before you turn or change lanes. Option C. At least 50 feet before turn. The correct answer is at least 100 feet before you turn. Test 4. Question 7. Use your horn to. Option A. Avoid collisions. Option B. Greet other drivers or pedestrians. Option C. Alert others of your presence when passing by scenic views. The correct answer is avoid collisions. Test 4. Question 8. When should you use hand and arm signals? Option A. When you want to practice your mime skills while driving. Option B. If your signal lights are not functioning, or bright sunlight makes your signal lights hard to see. Option C. If you want to show off your hand signals because they're cooler than using your vehicle's signal lights. The correct answer is if your signal lights are not functioning, or bright sunlight makes your signal lights hard to see. Test 4. Question 9. This image demonstrates Option A. The right turn hand and arm signal. Option B. The left turn hand and arm signal. Option C. The slow or stop hand and arm signal. The correct answer is the left turn hand and arm signal. Test 4. Question 10. If you can see a collision or hazard ahead, warn drivers behind you using these methods. Option A. Play loud music from your car stereo to distract drivers behind you. Option B. Turn on your emergency flashers. Option C. Roll down your window and shout warnings to drivers behind you. The correct answer is turn on your emergency flashers. Test 4. Question 11. If you need to stop because of vehicle trouble. Option A. Roll down your windows and start shouting for help. Option B. Turn on your high beams to signal distress. Option C. Turn on your emergency flashers. The correct answer is turn on your emergency flashers. Test 4. Question 12. If it is necessary to make an emergency stop while driving on an interstate, you should. Option A. Sound your horn at passing cars to get their attention. Option B. Get out of your vehicle and flag down the first vehicle that passes. Option C. Pull off the road, turn on your emergency flashers, and stay in your vehicle if possible. The correct answer is pull off the road, turn on your emergency flashers, and stay in your vehicle if possible. Test 4. Question 13. This sign means. Option A. 4-lane traffic ahead. Option B. Divided highway ahead. Option C. 2-way traffic ahead. The correct answer is 2-way traffic ahead. Test 4. Question 14. An orange-colored sign like this means. Option A. There is road work ahead. Option B. You must change lanes ahead. Option C. There is a detour ahead. The correct answer is there is road work ahead. Test 4. Question 15. This sign means. Option A. One-way traffic. Option B. Intersection ahead. Option C. Merging traffic from the right. The correct answer is merging traffic from the right. Test 4. Question 16. The maximum posted speed limit should be driven only. Option A. During the night. Option B. During the day. Option C. Under ideal conditions. The correct answer is under ideal conditions. Test 4. Question 17. Regulatory signs are. Option A. Green. Option B. Yellow. Option C. White. The correct answer is white. Test 4. Question 18. It is a very windy day. You are driving and a dust storm blows across the freeway, reducing your visibility. You should decrease your speed and turn on your. Option A. Interior lights. Option B. Parking lights. Option C. Headlights. The correct answer is headlights. Test 4. Question 19. This sign means. Option A. Traffic signal ahead. Option B. Stop. Option C. Yield the right of way. The correct answer is traffic signal ahead. Test 4. Question 20. What is traffic lanes? Option A. A traffic lane is a designated area for pedestrians to walk along the road. Option B. A traffic lane is a space reserved for parked vehicles on the side of the road. Option C. A traffic lane is a section of road for a single line of traffic. The correct answer is: a traffic lane is a section of road for a single line of traffic. Test 4. Question 21. What purpose do lane markings on road surfaces serve for drivers? Option A. To know which part of the road to use and understand traffic rules. Option B. Solely decorative and serve no practical purpose for drivers. Option C. For aesthetic purposes only and have no relevance to traffic regulations. The correct answer is: to know which part of the road to use and understand traffic rules. Test 4. Question 22. What is the significance of double solid yellow lines on the road for drivers? Option A. Passing over double solid yellow lines is encouraged to demonstrate driving skill. Option B. Do not pass over double solid yellow lines. Option C. Double solid yellow lines indicate a special lane for high-speed driving. The correct answer is: do not pass over double solid yellow lines. Test 4. Question 23. Stay to the right of double solid yellow lines unless you. Option A. Are in a high-occupancy vehicle, HOV, carpool lane that has a designated entrance on the left. Option B. Pass slower vehicles whenever you like. Option C. Pass slower vehicles when it is necessary. The correct answer is: are in a high-occupancy vehicle, HOV, carpool lane that has a designated entrance on the left. Test 4. Question 24. Two sets of solid double yellow lines spaced 2 or more feet apart. Option A. Indicate a lane reserved for emergency vehicles. Option B. Are considered a barrier. Option C. Signify the boundary between different speed zones. The correct answer is: are considered a barrier. Test 4. Question 25. A broken yellow line indicates you. Option A. May pass if the broken line is next to your driving lane. Option B. May pass if the broken line is one line to your right. Option C. May not pass. The correct answer is: may pass if the broken line is next to your driving lane. Test 4. Question 26. What type of road marking indicates traffic lanes moving in the same direction? Option A. A double solid yellow lines marks traffic lanes going in the same direction. Option B. A single solid white line marks traffic lanes going in the same direction. Option C. A broken yellow line marks traffic lanes going in the same direction. The correct answer is: a single solid white line marks traffic lanes going in the same direction. Test 4. Question 27. What do double solid white lines indicate on the road? Option A. Double solid white lines indicate the boundary between lanes where passing is allowed. Option B. Double solid white lines indicate a lane barrier between a regular use and a preferential use lane, such as a carpool, HOV, lane. Option C. Double solid white lines are used to indicate the beginning and end of a speed limit zone. The correct answer is: double solid white lines indicate a lane barrier between a regular use and a preferential use lane, such as a carpool, HOV, lane. Test 4. Question 28. What should you do when encountering double solid white lines on the road? Option A. Speed up and pass the vehicle in front of you if necessary. Option B. Treat them as guidelines and change lanes if necessary. Option C. Never change lanes. The correct answer is: never change lanes. Test 4. Question 29. What do broken white lines on a multi-lane road signify? Option A. Broken white lines separate traffic lanes on roads with 2 or more lanes in the same direction. Option B. Broken white lines separate traffic lanes on roads with two or more lanes in opposite directions. Option C. Broken white lines indicate no passing zones on roads with two or more lanes in the same direction. The correct answer is broken white lines separate traffic lanes on roads with two or more lanes in the same direction. Test 4. Question 30. How are the end-of-lane markings typically indicated on freeways and streets? Option A. The end-of-lane markings are typically marked with solid lines. Option B. The end-of-lane markings are usually marked with large broken lines. Option C. The end-of-lane markings are usually indicated by dashed lines. The correct answer is the end-of-lane markings are usually marked with large broken lines. Test 4. Question 31. What does a yield line on the road indicate? Option A. A yield line, adorned with solid white triangles, signifies the direction for vehicles to accelerate and pass through without stopping. Option B. A yield line, typically marked by solid white triangles, shows approaching vehicles where they should yield or stop. Option C. A yield line, marked with solid white triangles, designates a lane exclusively for pedestrian crossing. The correct answer is a yield line, typically marked by solid white triangles, shows approaching vehicles where they should yield or stop. Test 4. Question 32. How are traffic lanes typically referred to by number? Option A. Lanes in traffic are named by numbers, with the number 1 lane typically on the right, the number 2 lane on the left, and so on. Option B. Traffic lanes are labeled according to their position, like the left lane is called the number 1 lane and the right lane is the number 2 lane. Option C. Traffic lanes are numbered from left to right, with the left, or fast, lane being number 1, followed by number 2, number 3, and so on. The correct answer is traffic lanes are numbered from left to right, with the left, or fast, lane being number 1, followed by number 2, number 3, and so on. Test 4. Question 33. What is one situation where it's advisable to use the right lane when driving? Option A. You should use the right lane when you want to maintain a consistent speed. Option B. The right lane is designated to travel at a slower pace. Option C. Use the right lane when entering or exiting traffic, or when you're entering the road from a curb or shoulder. The correct answer is use the right lane when entering or exiting traffic, or when you're entering the road from a curb or shoulder. Test 4. Question 34. What should you do before changing lanes? Option A. Signal. Option B. Slow down. Option C. Stop and check traffic. The correct answer is signal. Test 4. Question 35. What is a key tip for maintaining safety and efficient traffic flow while driving? Option A. Staying in one lane as much as possible helps to promote smoother traffic flow. Option B. Changing lanes frequently will prevent traffic slowdowns. Option C. Driving in the fast left lane will prevent traffic slowdowns. The correct answer is staying in one lane as much as possible helps to promote smoother traffic flow. Test 4. Question 36. What should you do if you miss a turn while driving? Option A. If you miss a turn, it's best to keep driving until you can safely and legally turn around. Option B. If you miss a turn, it's allowed to safely back up. Option C. If you miss a turn, it's allowed to stop and make a U-turn if it is safe. The correct answer is if you miss a turn, it's best to keep driving until you can safely and legally turn around.